I've always been kind of obsessed with like containers and boxes and things like that. Like since I was a kid, I would collect like little cedar treasure chests and stuff like that. I don't know. So as I got older, that just kind of stayed with me through all of my art, like making containers. And then I got into pottery and that was it. Now all I make is containers for things, yeah. So. My name is Beth Bedway. I'm the co-owner of East Wheeling Clayworks.
So my name is Beth Bedway and I am one of the owners of East Wheeling Clayworks.
I was doing contracting and I was very tired of doing contracting, and Beth was working sort of as a document processing company, and we were both really tired of working for other people.
We're artistic people. We aren't doing art at this point. We're not doing it at all. So we decided, like, we had bought this dirt cheap house. It was paid off. We were like, you know what? We're gonna just take the leap. We're gonna do this because, like, we're not paying the mortgage. So worst thing that can happen is we have to close.
It just sort of made sense for us to open our own business, and we wanted to sort of use our art degrees, because we both have art degrees, and put them to good use. We make everything by hand 100%. It's either thrown on the wheel or hand built. We sort of try to stick to, I always call it like a rustic modern aesthetic. I think like the Rust Belt area that we grew up in sort of informs our aesthetic a lot. Our diner mug design is honestly the first mug design that we came up with that we started on a production level. Literally the reason it's called our diner mug is because I base it off of just like in any like random diner you go into, they always have these white stoneware, just basic mug, always has a taper design so you can't knock it over, and I wanted to just adapt that into a handmade mug that we could have pretty readily available for people. So one thing, when I throw, I have to like clean this part of the wheel all the time. Just helps keep clay off me. Being on the wheel is very meditative, and I have really bad ADHD, and it's one of the things that helps me calm down, and I can really focus on throwing. It's almost like when I keep my hands busy throwing pots, I can also focus on anything else in the world. So it really helps like quiet my mind. We use these bat systems because they help us take our work on and off the wheel a lot easier. And when you're throwing, you know, a couple hundred pieces a week, sometimes 100 pieces a day, it's the last thing you want to do is be messing around in places where you don't need to be. So we throw these guys with 1.25 pounds of clay, and we weigh everything out all the time so that we can kind of like maximize the amount of clay we're using and know how far 1.25 pounds will take us. So if you look at Aaron's mugs, you can kind of see they're all pretty close to the same size and shape. So the first thing I got to do is get this clay centered up. So basically make it into a symmetrical ball of clay. That way once you start working on it, you're working with the same amount of clay all the way around. So that next thing we got to do is use our thumbs to open that clay up. Make sure we leave a floor in there. Get my inside diameter where I want it to be. Now the fun part, so this is where I'm going to start pulling up the wall. This is always the part that people like to see. So it'll take me a couple of pulls to get it where I need it to be. And we use this throwing gauge here to tell us where we need to end up. And then as I get taller, I slow my wheel speed down because centrifugal force will try its best to murder your pot if you're not careful. I tend to put a little bit of movement into it with my thumb there, just to kind of help people, remind people that these things are made by hand. When we do bigger orders of stuff, we tend to try and have one potter do the whole order, because even though these are the same measurements and same amount of clay, mine next to Aaron's always looks a little bit different. Once you fire them, put handles on them and stuff like that, you can't really notice the difference too much. These things shrink in the kiln, all kinds of stuff can happen to them. Our favorite thing is when people come up to us at shows and they say, hey, I use your mug every single day when I'm at work, or when I wake up in the morning, when I make my latte, yours is the cup that I grab to do it. That's really sort of what we strive for.
When we do shows, I'll have people that come up and they're like, I'm really particular about my coffee mugs, and I'm like, tell me how you hold your mug. And I'll go through, I'm like, so I'm a this way mug holder. So if you're a 2 fingers person, a 3 fingers person, a 4 fingers person, if you go this way, if you like, all of that matters. And that conference coffee mug that's slip cast 10 million times isn't taking that into account. Like, by doing this handmade, I can literally stand in front of somebody and go, okay, how do you hold your mug? Try this one, and this one. One of these 3 will fit your hand. You can't do that with a store-bought mug. The intention isn't the same, the feeling isn't the same, and the care isn't the same. So by doing these all handmade, I feel like we bridge those gaps and make something that you want in your everyday life. So I think there is a good tie to wheeling in the pots that we make in a couple of different ways, actually. There is, first off, that this is kind of a combination Appalachian Rust Belt town. So we tend to make, we kind of refer to it as like a rustic modern pot. We want it to be modern enough that it meets a wide audience, but we want it to feel handmade, and we want you to see that humans have touched this and made this piece.
So one of the biggest things about being a potter is, like, you have to get used to the idea of loss, but you also have to get used to the idea that clay is a very finite resource. So like, all of our clay and all of our glazes, everything that it uses is all mined out of the ground, which, like, especially being in Appalachia, we all know it's not great for the environment. So we try and recycle every single thing that we can as much as possible, because like, it's all finite. When you make things out of clay, you have a lot of waste. So we have probably like almost 30 to 40-ish% waste with our clay, but we try to recycle every scrap of it that we can. So we save it in buckets, bins, and things like that. We lay it out on these plaster slabs until it gets to the consistency that we want. And then once it does, then we can run it through this machine over here. We feed clay into here. A vacuum pump pulls all the air out of it through this chamber, and then it spits it out on this end. The great thing about ceramics is you have to be an artist and a chemist and a carpenter all at the same time, and a mechanic.
We aren't mass producing, we're just making good pots well, and what we can make is what we can make. We're only people.